Once upon a time, there was a man named John who was very unhappy. He had everything he could ever want in life: a good job, a nice house, a loving family, and plenty of money. But still, he couldn't shake the feeling of unhappiness. One day, John was walking through the forest when he came across a monk. The monk was sitting under a tree, meditating. John was curious, so he sat down next to the monk and asked him, "Why are you so happy?" The monk smiled and said, "I am happy because I am content with what I have." John was confused. "Content with what you have?" he asked. "But you don't have anything? You're just sitting here under a tree?" The monk laughed. "I have everything I need," he said. "I have food to eat, water to drink, and a place to sleep. I also have the company of nature and the peace of mind that comes from meditation." John was still confused. "But what about all the things that other people have?" he asked. "The big houses, the fancy cars, the expensive clothes?" The monk smiled again. "Those things are not necessary for happiness," he said. "In fact, they can often lead to unhappiness. People are always striving for more, and they are never satisfied with what they have." John thought about what the monk was saying. He realized that he had been chasing after all the wrong things in life. He had been so focused on getting more and more that he had forgotten to appreciate what he already had. "Thank you for your wisdom," John said to the monk. "I will try to be more content with what I have." John stood up and started to walk away. But then he turned back to the monk and said, "One more thing, how can I overcome my unhappiness?" The monk smiled and said, "There is a simple exercise that you can do. Every day, sit down and make a list of all the things that you are grateful for. It can be anything, big or small. Just take a few minutes to think about all the good things in your life." John thanked the monk again and went on his way. He decided to try the monk's exercise. That night, before he went to bed, he sat down and made a list of all the things that he was grateful for. He was grateful for his family and friends, his job, his health, and his home. He was also grateful for the simple things in life, like the food on his table, the roof over his head, and the clothes on his back. When he was finished making his list, John felt a sense of peace and contentment that he had never felt before. He realized that he had been so focused on the negative things in his life that he had forgotten to appreciate all the positive things. From that day on, John made a list of the things that he was grateful for every day, and every day he became happier and happier. The story of the monk and the unhappy man teaches us that happiness is not about having everything we want, it is about being content with what we have. When we focus on the positive things in our lives, we become happier and more fulfilled. So if you are struggling with unhappiness, try making a list of the things that you are grateful for. It can be anything, big or small. Just take a few minutes each day to think about all the good things in your life. You may be surprised at how much happier you feel.